everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank y'all so much for coming back. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Beware of scammers and fake pages. Always confirm via my email. And as always, I'm not a financial advisor or fiduciary. I am an investor. I'm in the trenches, showing real numbers, consistent. You know, that's my middle name, the consistent bestie. So today I'm going to be talking with you our investing plan for January, but before I get to that, I wanted to talk with you about this article I found on Fidelity. Now, you guys know how I feel about Fidelity. Most of our assets are through Fidelity, or at least stocks and all that. Kids accounts are with Fidelity. The investing challenge. So you will see the polls up for investing challenge for Q1 of 2025. So make sure you vote in those polls if you would like to participate. Again, I created that challenge. I do have a playlist. For a couple years now, consistently, you all vote, we research, and the idea is to show you that with small amounts of money into good assets, it does grow over time. Key here is over time, okay? Got 10 reasons why most people never realize their retirement or investing goals. 10 reasons why most people fail at it, honestly. And I've made some of these mistakes, and I want a lot of my teens, 20-year-old, 30-year-old folks that watch the channel to avoid the things that, I did. I just turned 40. So, I've been investing for 10 years, made some mistakes, and I want to, make sure you can avoid the mishaps. Okay. So I will leave this article down below so that you guys can go ahead and read it. But so scrolling down, the first thing is that most people do not save early enough. So I look at this two ways, right? You can, okay, there we go. If you can start at 20, 25, that's great. Mathematically, the more time you have to invest and to save for retirement, the better. I mean, there's really no way around that. However, another way that I look at it is that when you understand, when you come into the knowledge of it, when you see the light, start right then and there. So if you start at age 40 and you don't plan on retiring until 65, guess what? That's 25 years that you still have to make something work. And I'm telling you, if you start and you're consistent with it, look, retiring with $500,000 is a whole lot better than retiring with no money, right? So start as soon as you understand, okay? So even if you can't, again, start at 25, you can start at 40. You just want to kind of, put the pedal to the metal, if that makes sense. The next thing is that, and this is key here, overlooking a 401k match. So if you have a job, right? And this is just basics. If you have a job that offers a 401k or a 403b or something along those lines, an employer sponsored account, take advantage of it, especially if you have a match, right? If you get a match, that's free money you're leaving on the table. So even if you don't max it out, and no, there is no penalty if you do not max out a 401k, if you do not max out a Roth IRA. The only penalty that comes in is if you put over the contribution limit. But if you put $1,000 in, there's no penalty, okay? And remember, when we first started, we did not max out a Roth IRA or 401k. So you don't have to go in trying to max it out. But at least if you can do the match, up to the match, so you can get that free money, to me, that's a win, personally. Next is contributing too little, right? So I put a video out talking, or I will put a video out talking about why you need to commit to at least $50 a month in 2025. If you can commit to that, that's going to put you on the road to financial freedom. But when you have the opportunity to put more in, you should put more in. If you're getting a bonus, if you're getting a raise, tax time is coming up. How many of you guys are getting a tax refund, right? Put some of that money to work for you, okay? So that you can put some extra and get caught up if you need to be. Number 4, leaving contributions in cash. Now, let me tell you, I've done this. You think, okay, I transferred money from my checking account into my Roth IRA. But if you don't invest it, it has to be in a security. It has to be in the stock market. Otherwise, it's just sitting in cash. So even if you are a cash stuffer, right, and you have cash in an envelope mark investing, it is not invested. If it's not in a brokerage account or an investment account and it's not invested, it's just in cash. You're losing, your cash is losing value. All right. You are not invested. So you want to make sure that your money is actually in securities. The fifth thing is that you're being too conservative, right? Now, if you're young, you don't have to worry so much about dividend producing ETFs and stocks. You want to be focused a lot on growth. But if you're like me and you're 2 years out from retirement, we want to retire early. Then we can start to, pull back on the riskier side and get a little bit more conservative. But if you are in your 20s and 30s, you should be in growth. And that's not financial advice. Anybody will tell you that. You should be in a lot of growth stocks or a lot of growth funds, right? So that you can have time to have your money compound for you at a better rate, and you have the risk tolerance because you have a lot of time to wait it out. All right. Number 6, maxing out too early and missing on matches. So this is something that we usually do when it comes to the 401k or the Roths. We would max them out earlier in the year because my husband, he would get his bonuses in the first quarter of Q1. So we would just go ahead and just do it. But again, sometimes, we would miss out on the rest of the matches at the end of the year because we've already maxed out the 401k. So you cannot put more money into it. So you just want to be careful about that. But honestly, this is, in my opinion, a good problem to have. So I wouldn't stress too much out about this, in my humble opinion. Number 7, you're not looking for alternatives. So what about a Roth IRA? What about a brokerage account? What about accounts for your children? Maybe your job doesn't offer a 401k. You can have a Roth IRA, so look into the alternatives. Your job will tell you, just go down to the HR department and they'll be able to guide you. All right. I just talked about this a minute ago. You don't have to just have a 401k. You can have a brokerage account. You can have a solo 401k. Do you have a small business? You can have an investment account with that. Like I mentioned, an HSA, you can have that as well. I love HSAs. So with a Roth IRA, there are income limits to it, but you can do the backdoor Roth. So let me just pause right here. Well, you know what? I'll bring that up in a second in terms of the backdoor Roth and talk to you guys about that. And then number 10, you take in early withdrawals or you cash out. You borrow against your 401k. This is probably one of the most destructive things you can do. Now, I know they will allow you to, if you want to buy a house or something like that. But if you take from your 401k, if you cash it in like I did, not only will you be cheating yourself out of potential gains and compound interest and dividends, but you have to pay taxes. You have to pay an early withdrawal penalty. And it's just the math wise, it doesn't work. It doesn't help you out. It's not working in your favor. So, you just want to keep that in mind when it comes to cashing out. So having an emergency fund, having sinking funds, making a budget, it all works out. So let me just quickly take you over to the backdoor Roth IRA information, and then we'll go to our investing plan. All right, guys. So Fidelity has a great resource here on how to do the backdoor Roth IRA. We use Fidelity to do our backdoor Roth IRA. One of the things that I love about Fidelity is that you can call them and they'll walk you through it. So you don't have to worry about trying to do it on your own. Customer service is key with me when it comes to our investments because, if something happens, if you have a question or concern, I want to be able to talk to somebody, and that's just me. And so that's why I like Fidelity, and that's why we use them. But ideally, you're converting money from a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA. This is how you do the backdoor. So let me back up. Most people, when they do a Roth IRA, they go through the normal way. They open up the Roth IRA account. They make transfers from their checking account to the Roth IRA until they max it out. The max limit is $7,000 for 2024 and 2025, right? So they can just make monthly contributions that way. But if you make over the income limit, and let me scroll down here because they have them right here. Filing status, okay? So I'm married, filing jointly. So this is the income limit. We make more than that. No, I do not share our income on the channel, but that's just, we make more than that. So we have to go through it the backdoor way. Hey guys, so I'm interjecting. I'm bringing you to some screenshots that I got from White Coast Investor. I've initially learned about the backdoor Roth IRA from him. So check out his blog. He has a lot of great information, especially if you're a high income earner trying to reach FIRE. But initially you would do one transfer from your bank account, the $7,000 into a traditional IRA. So here with Fidelity, you have to have a traditional IRA open and a Roth IRA open. You can have both accounts. You don't have to put any money in them. You just need both accounts to do this.
So one transfer from your checking account to your traditional IRA account, let the money settle. This takes about a couple of days. Then you go back into the account and you do the conversion. Initially, it's just transferring the money from the traditional IRA over into the Roth IRA. This is the backdoor conversion method. The website will ask you, do you want taxes withheld now or later? You can decide that on your own. Once the money or the conversion gets from the traditional IRA to the backdoor Roth, you have to actually invest the money. So we usually like to do FXAIX. We'll probably have a little bit of SCHD, but lately we've been doing just FXAIX. And that is essentially how you do a backdoor Roth IRA. It's super simple, super easy. A lot of the bigger platforms will help you do this, will guide you through it. This is Fidelity, but there's Vanguard, Schwab. There is even M1 Finance. Even Robinhood allows you to do this now. So I wanted to share with you. Back to the video.
So again, my investment plans, I usually kind of go through this quick because it's the same. So for the month of January, we plan on investing an extra $3,500. This is on top of the Roths or saving for the Roth IRA, HSAs, 401k. This is extra, okay? And again, we have a high savings rate. So money affirmation. Know the difference between a reason and an excuse. This is something I've been teaching my children about and that I've been talking with a lot of my clients behind the scenes. So if you want one-on-one help, check out my website, mt1finance.com. Know the difference between a reason and an excuse. A lot of times we make excuses for why we can't do things, lose weight, be better with our finances, have better relationships. And as a result, we fail at them. And we don't want that. We want to produce growth. We want to produce, good things. And so I really do like this affirmation for the month of January because we're all getting started. We all have these goals, these challenges, these visions, but most of us fail at them come March, right? Statistically, most people fail at their goals come March. So we want to keep that momentum, that fire going. So some money goals for the month of January, review 2024 goals. I will have a video out probably next week. Finalize real estate goals. I do want to have the rest of our 2025 goals out. I did share our 2025 investment goals, so check out that video. But we got to talk to our CPA, which is the third goal here, because there's some things we're thinking about, and we need to make sure we run our numbers. But yeah, now stocks or funds that we want to buy. SCHG, of course. Nvidia, we're trying to get to 100 shares. We're slow and steady. And then VTI, we want to have 100,000 invested, and we're at like 82 or something like that, 82,000, which is not bad. Coming down to pre-tax investing, start with the 401k again. Start with the HSA again, because now we're maxed out because, the year is over. We received our last paychecks, things like that. And then, of course, save for the backdoor Roth IRA. And then after tax investing, the investing challenge. So again, make sure you vote in those polls if you want to participate. I want to do the $10 weekly SCHD payment. I had this here twice, but I'm thinking of doing $10 weekly into SCHG. I'm thinking about it. So let me know if you guys want me to do that. Again, small amounts of money, fractional shares, just slowly building, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything crazy, anything out the box, something simple. All right. Notes to self. When markets are down, assets are on sale, right? We all just came out of the holiday season, spending a lot of money probably. We need to have that same thinking when it comes to billion, some $1 trillion companies when they're on sale. If Apple is on sale, Nvidia is on sale, if some of my favorite ETFs are on sale, I want to buy low. I don't want to sell low. I want to buy low so that I can sell high in the future. My affirmation: to become financially independent, you must turn part of your income into capital, turn capital into enterprise, enterprise into profit, turn profit into investment, and turn investment into financial independence. This is one of my favorite quotes from Jim Rohn. I think I'm gonna make a video about this because I really love this quote. It's powerful when you think about it. And then purpose or why is to own more of our time and build our own dreams. I would love to be able to focus on MT full time, but that costs money. We still have bills. I have children, and you still need to be able to pay your lights and get food and gas. And so by having these investments is going to put us in a position to focus on our own dreams. And then what I'm watching, reading, or listening to for motivation, All of you who have purchased the financial planners, the investment plans for 2025 is something that I did create and get professionally printed for the physicals. I do sell the physical and the digital, but all of you who purchased those, and it comes with spreadsheets. I'm going to have a private live with you all on, I think it's January 4th. In the evening, you will see those emails come to you this Thursday. So make sure you check your emails, but I'm so excited to chat with you guys. Make sure you have your vision boards filled out, okay, so that we can talk about your financial goals and if you have any questions, things like that. But yeah, guys, so that's the video for today. It's a little longer, but I wanted just to spend some time talking about, the different reasons why people don't invest or have enough for retirement, and our plan for the month, right? Creating a plan and sticking with it. So again, guys, make sure you share, you like the video, you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, for sticking with me in 2024. Here's to 2025, and I'm excited to see us be consistent and watch our wealth grow in real time. Until next time, thank y'all so much. Bye-bye.